Lean in a little bit, get a little closer. In today's video, we're going to discuss some serious stuff. We're going to talk about abuse. We're going to talk about suicide. We're going to talk about depression, financial stresses. We're going to talk about emotional overwhelmment. We're going to talk about COVID. And we're also going to talk about the free resources. They're out here for the majority of my viewers in the United States. I'm Tina C. This is Nourish Heal Live. I'm going to jump on my PC and I'm going to walk you through how to find these resources and how to share them with others that you may know that are in need right now. All right, I'm jumped on my PC and I've pulled up some information for you, and I'm going to walk you through a few things. So again, I am Tina C. This is Nourish Heal Live. I am a life coach, an intuitive wellness coach. I am also a clinical laboratory scientist, and some of you may know me as Feather from my other YouTube channel, Nourish Heal Live Spiritual. Now, whether or not you or a person that you know may be going through something that is emotionally distressful, whether or not that's going through divorce or COVID crisis right now, or having a depression, or going through or having ideations of suicide, financial crisis, whatever is going on in your life, or you may know somebody else that you care about is going through something, please share this information with those people. And of course, as always, be discreet and remember safety first, especially if there is something going on inside the family, of course, with child abuse and things like that. I hope that the majority of you are reporting those things, or I hope none of that stuff is going on. But if you see those things going on, there are anonymous tip lines, and there are places that you can contact to get information and resources. And we'll discuss that more in depth in just a minute. So this one right here, of course, National Suicide Prevention Hotline. The majority of my clients and subscribers are national. They are in America. So in the US, we have the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. It gives you the number. You can also chat with them up here, as you can see in the top corner. Let me get my mouse out right here, the chat. You can chat with them and you can contact them via phone. It just depends on what your comfort level is. If you feel like verbalizing what you're going through, or if you just feel like typing or texting it out, both of those are available. They do have for deaf or hard of hearing services and Spanish. So they help you talk through it. Some of them are counselors. Some of them are trained volunteers that are there to just listen. So these are the different resources right here. You can click on more information if you would like to read more about it. That is one of my favorite ones to share with you. Of course, if you are international, you can look up international hotlines or international free international hotlines, crisis hotlines, things like that. I put in international crisis hotlines. I skip the ads and I go to the top several. Okay. So there's international suicide and emergency hotlines. There's suicide prevention lifeline. There's international suicide hotlines with suicide.org. Lots of information out here. Okay. So I want to say, go look up your international or your national crisis lines first. Great way to get this information. So see, the newest National Suicide Prevention Hotline or Lifeline comes up first. Okay, skip the ads, go down here to this one's a really cool one. It's crisis text line. Okay, so you just text home to 741-741 to connect with a crisis counselor, and it tells you how it works if you are on a mobile phone. And this says, I just need someone to talk to. And that is some of the things that are that they deal with is suicide, of course, depression, emotional abuse, anxiety, coronavirus right now, and election stress. These are ways that you can help and they can help. Right here, you just text from your mobile phone. That's a really good one. You know, you don't have to verbalize the things that you are going through outwardly. You don't have to speak it. Sometimes texting it is safer, or you feel safer not necessarily speaking to another person about it just yet. There is NAMI, National Alliance on Mental Illness. It tells you the hours and the number. You can also email them. It tells you their purpose. It's a helpline. It's free. It's a nationwide peer support service providing information, resource referrals, and support to people living with a mental health condition, their family members and caregivers, mental health providers, and the public. So this is available for everybody, okay, nationally. As with anything, I am a healthcare professional. If it is an emergency, if there is an emergency, nationally, it is 911. Now, please report your emergencies, and if it is an emergency, 911. Again, now these hotlines, they cannot offer medical advice or legal advice, but they can point you in the direction that you need to go. If you need further assistance, they can help give you information for contacting local resources in your area. And a lot of them are just there to talk to you and to give you that understanding. And a lot of times all we need to do is just open up and emotionally talk about our emotions and our feelings and what we're going through that has been overwhelming. Of course, if it is abuse, if it is rape and things like that, please get the help that you need immediately. These resources are out here. Okay. Rape hotline. If you know, if you or somebody else, please contact the proper authorities. And if you don't know what to do and you just need to talk about it, the National Sexual Assault Hotline, you don't have to worry about reporting your name or anything like that. It is anonymous. You don't have to give out your personal details. But if you just need somebody to talk to, that is available for you. Okay. rain.org, okay? And it tells you about safety and prevention, sexual violence. It tells you about what it is. There's the number. You can live chat, and it is 24/7 as well, okay? Right there. Again, you don't have to talk to somebody. You can chat with somebody via text, and that is awesome. Remember, safety first and be discreet. If you know somebody has gone through something like that, don't just be blaring it out to them. Just pass them the information, write the number down, or, text it to them and say, in case, you want to reach out and talk to somebody, here's a number, or here is a website that you might get benefit from. The anxiety hotline number, mentalhelp.net. Again, there's the number, there's addiction, and there's also down here, it tells you what anxiety is, when should you call. It gives you information on when you should call and what they can do, what kind of questions you should ask them. And down here, if you keep going, it has a list of free crisis hotline numbers. You can find plenty of free available. There's ones for child abuse. If you think that there is some sort of issue going on with child abuse, I hope that you would contact your local authorities in regards to that. And they have anonymous lines as well if you need to address that. And local child services, you can record it or report it anonymously. There's the National Suicide Line. And of course, if you're just depressed or overwhelmed, call them. There's the domestic line, domestic violence hotline. They can help give you resources and point you in the right direction. Sometimes just talking about what's going on with you. If you are in a situation or somebody that you care about is in an abusive situation, and hopefully you are reporting, or if you know that child abuse is going on, that you report that instantly, immediately, and you take action on that. But if you know that somebody, an adult that you care about, or even yourself, is going through an abusive situation, it's not always easy to break free from it. And it's not always easy to find somebody to talk to. And it's not always easy to find a place or a way to talk. So whatever you decide to do, or when you are discussing it with somebody that you love and care about, let them know that they need to do it discreetly. They need to do it quietly if possible, and to be careful. Okay. Always discretion and safety. Safety first. Okay. You can't push this stuff on people. All you can do is offer it and hope and pray that they get the assistance that they need. One of my favorites, and I've used it for years, is 211. Here in America, it's United Way. So I'm just going to Google 211, and the majority of you, if you're watching me on YouTube, then you're going to already have access to the internet. I hope that you do. But for the majority of you in America, you can dial 211, and that will direct you to the United Way instantly. And that is where you can get information on the services that they provide. They will be able to let you know if there's what is available in your community, and they will also be able to, most times, be able to help you apply for those services as well. Let's go ahead and go to the website. Now, this database, Find Help, I love this database, okay? This is where you're going to start. You're going to click Find Help, and it's going to just give you a list of all of the information, whether or not it be food assistance, shelter assistance, rental assistance, utility assistance, education, if you want to go back to school and, because of something that's going on in your life and you want to gain more information. There's healthcare, there's legal services, employment and income support. And one of the ones that I love the most is mental health and substance abuse. So we're going to click on that one real quick, okay? Especially at the time that I am recording this video. COVID is going on right now, and a lot of people are at home. A lot of people are out of work. A lot of people are going through a lot of emotional stress because of COVID, but this doesn't just involve COVID. This is at any time in your life or anyone that you love and care about. If you know that they are going through something, please share this information with them, because a majority of them may not know that this stuff is out here for them. We have government resources. Not only do we have government resources, we have private organizations and charities that are out here that benefit or can benefit us all. All right, when you dial 211, it is for essential community services, okay? So in many states, dialing 211, it provides the individual that is dialing wherever you're at, it directs you to those services, which is usually the United Way, but it helps you, they help you with basic human needs, resources, food banks, shelters. They can give you that information, work support, whether or not be some sort of work source where they can, you can do your resumes online. They teach you how to do resumes. They show you how to apply for jobs, and they do career fields, career job, fairs and things like that. They're going to get you assistance in gaining employment. Some of them even pay for your college if you would like to return to get some sort of higher education or even a trade. I love that. Now, the one that I want to focus on right here is suicide prevention. Suicide is a big deal. It is a serious thing, and especially if somebody that you may know is going through some sort of depression or emotional stress because they are not able to get out and socialize, whether or not they're elderly or they are just out of work. Pay attention to the people around you. Seriously, pay attention to your people. Notice how they're interacting with others and you, and note this information, okay? Of course, the majority of my subscribers and my clients are in America. So you want to go to your state and look up state resources. Of course, there is for food. There is the SNAPS and TANF program. SNAPS is the new food stamps program. Okay, and it'll give you the information on how to apply. You can usually click on the state. It'll tell you information on what the program is about. And it says, what can SNAPS buy? Am I eligible? How do I apply? And then it'll pull up, if you say, how do I apply? It'll pull up a state directory. You click on your state, gives you the information on how to contact them and how to apply online. So that's Medicaid or low cost, no cost healthcare, dental, low cost, no cost dental, also food assistance, and these are government. This is provided by the government. And once you get into apply, you'll be able to choose what you need to, or what you would like to apply for. And it gives you that application. It walks you through it, and you put in all of your personal information, your income, that kind of stuff. You list the people in your home that you need to provide for and stuff like that. And it'll take it from there. Free food resources if you are in need of food for your family. There's a lot of food banks, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute. But Gleamer's Dispatch will tell you where there's a fresh fruit or fresh food distribution. what is the other one? And of course, always go to your local community centers or churches. They can usually help you find these resources. And it's feedingamerica.org. You can put in your location and they will come up with a list, contact information, website, and all of that stuff. You can either volunteer or you can find your different, if you need more information on when they distribute, what they distribute, how often they distribute, that kind of stuff, there's your information on how to contact them. Where can I go to get free or low-cost health care? Is there a website that helps me locate inexpensive care? So this is brought to you by our government in the United States, which is amazing. So they have a list of programs and services, and they have links for you to find health care. Of course, your local, and of course, we have the healthcare marketplace, but they have a list of programs and services and things like that. So look that up. You pull up your state health department, and they can they currently, when at the time of recording this, they have information on COVID testing across the nation. They will list usually their programs, health topics, things that they can do, things that they can help with women and children nationally. They have well baby visits. They also have what's called WIC, at least in my state. They have WIC in Georgia apparently as well, which is women and children, women, infant, and children's, in that they usually help pregnant women and birthing, I think up to age 5, so that pregnancies are healthier, women are healthier, carrying healthy pregnancies, and children up to age 5. There's also immunizations. Usually your local health department has a list of community resources that are available for you free. A lot of them do free outreach. A lot of them do therapy, especially at the time that I'm recording this. They are doing a lot of telehealth, or they're offering assistance with counseling because of COVID and anxiety and the stress that is involved with that. They also have resources for people who are dealing with addictions. They will also have your resources on how to find your domestic violence shelters if anyone needs to get that information. They offer usually free pregnancy testing and assistance with those sorts of things. And they have the ability to get that information for your community, from your community, to assist you in where you need to go from there. So if you have any questions locally, usually your churches and your health departments are the best places to go for that information. Of course, you can always Google your county or your parish or your state and find out what free resources are available and free assistance is available in your area. COVID is a thing. It's going on right now. So if you want free resources, right here, the CDC has resources, information, free resources, print resources, and that is like resources for information and things like that on COVID. Of course, if you are in the United States, the first place that you should contact is your health department, your local health department, or your local medical facility. If you have questions concerning COVID, they can point you in the right direction on where to get information. If you don't know what to do, if you need information on where to get tested, your local health departments are the best way to go for that information. In our local area right around us, churches are one of the best resources we could have. Of course, your local churches, your local community centers typically have a list of many different community services in your area, whether that be food, free clothing. A lot of churches have food banks, food pantries. A lot of them have free clothing closets where they distribute jackets or clothing. There's a lot of programs that are within your city, town, parish, county, state, that your pastors and your church communities usually can get you those resources or point you in the right direction in order to get them. Okay, in order to get those resources. There are some churches that assist with financial situations, not all of them, some of them. So you would just have to reach out to your church or reach out to local religious organizations and find out what community resources are available to people in your area. Wherever you are currently in the world, use your country or your state in that country to look for local services, okay? And reach out to your local communities, your women's centers, your community health organizations, your health departments, your churches. Ask those places to help give you the resources, or to help you find the resources, whether it be for food banks to get food immediately, clothing if you absolutely need clothing for you and your children, or you or your parents, or elderly people that live down the street from you, whatever it may be. If you are going through an abusive situation, if you have been raped, if you are just emotionally overwhelmed right now, financially overwhelmed, and worried about putting food on the table for your children, or if you are having thoughts of suicide, or you're just majorly depressed and you don't know how to get out of it, there are free resources out here for you. I want you to be able to find and locate those to help yourself feel better and to get the assistance that you do deserve and that you do desire. And there's a multitude of places to go. Google is a great place to start your research for that. And locally, of course, reach out to your local religious organizations and your health departments, your state organizations, and find out what programs are available. And a lot of times the domestic shelters in your area provide housing if you need to leave an abusive situation. They provide assistance with housing, getting restarted on a new path. Some of them can assist you with getting employment, and a lot of them, even if you don't use them to get out of an abusive situation, they offer counseling services and things like that for you or your children, or for somebody that you may know that needs assistance like that. Of course, as always, if this is an emergency, if you're going through something, please contact your local authorities, 911, et cetera, et cetera. This is not ever intended to be, nothing here in this video is intended to be medical advice or legal advice. Please reach out to your medical professionals, your mental health professionals, and your legal professionals, and your local authorities. Of course, remember to pay attention to your people. If you notice that they're not behaving the same way, and they are more anxious, or they're having panic attacks a lot more, they're fearing leaving their home because of whatever, or you just notice that something's not right with them, maybe give them a hotline number or a crisis text line, just so that they can kind of reach out to somebody. Or if you know that maybe they need some assistance with getting food because, one or both people have lost employment or aren't making enough money to provide for their families, give them a list of those resources or tell them how to contact those resources. Okay. That is all I'm saying. And wherever you may be in the world right now currently, please put a link or tell me what resources are available in your local area, whether or not you've had to reach out to your community organizations, your local churches, whether or not you've had to reach out to food banks, or what else is there out there available for us, because that is what you guys are for. That's what we are each for, to help each other. So I've given you an idea on how to find these free resources. They are everywhere out here. So wherever you are in the world, tell me what country you're in, and tell me what resource down in the comment section down below. Let's help each other out, okay? My name is Tina C. or Feather. Check out my other YouTube channel, Nourish, Heal, Live Spiritual. Thank you so much for your likes, shares, subscribes. Please get this information to those that need it and desire it the most. Until next time, this is Nourish, Heal, Live.